Tell you the same thing I tell the kid. I walk in the room in the dark. Please push in the piano bench.
Oh, yeah. I walk into the room in the dark, too. I step on cat puke. It's a thing. Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, it was interesting. That thing you just posted, I
Mhm.
saw it, ironically, on Facebook and thought it was a scam.
Yeah, but that's KDVR.
Yeah, it's not a scam, clearly.
Yeah.
However, I saw it on Facebook and thought it was a scam.
Yeah.
Just give us all your personal information. No, really. It's not, this isn't a scam. We'll call that, we wouldn't call it. No, come on.
Yeah, that's why I linked the news story from the news
Yes.
channel.
No. You're totally cool. That was literally though interesting because I was like, huh, it's real. Whereas like 2 days ago or whatever, I was like, this is a scam.
Yeah.
Although that now kind of freaks me out in a different direction, which is how many times has something like that passed by me on Facebook and I'm like, that's a scam and it was real. All those Nigerian princes trying to give me money. Now they're just
Yeah.
going to die lonely with all that money stacked next to them.
How
And they
will
were
they
never
ever
allowed to give
live?
me because I never listened.
So isn't that thing I sent you interesting with Temple Grand?
Yeah. Oh, wait, was that in the same article?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I just got introduced to her this evening. One of my friends sent me a video to watch, and it was the ending of a movie about her. And kind of similar to what happened with you this weekend with the con panel
Mm-hmm.
is what happened with her
Mm-hmm.
is she went to the panel and the expert was saying, oh, don't do that, don't, and being this. And she stood up and went, no, this is fine. This is okay. And all the parents were like, what? And she shut down the expert who clearly had no idea what he was talking about. And they were like, so do you have a child? And she goes, no, I'm autistic.
Right. Hi. Totally
This
know what I'm
is
talking about.
this is everything I have that I do to try to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of what she had to say, uh, you were trying to say
Yeah.
at your panel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I would. Oh, there goes the cup.
And the cup dies.
The cup has been killed. Alexithymia. That's wild. Okay, so I went on a rabbit hole. First of all, I wanted to back up some of my stuff with actual research, right? Because I mean, a lot of the things I was saying was going to all my buddies and saying, what do you do to compensate for ADD, right? And so, hey, David. So I was like, I better go research this and back myself up a little bit. And then I ended up rabbit holing all day long. I've been rabbit holing. It's been insane. I have found out all kinds of wild stuff. The entire medical field has changed since literally 2015. the entire medical field's changed. So like more recently than I could have adapted to, not knowingly. But I'm learning all kinds of things. Like I never heard of alexithymia before. Alexithymia is a neuropsychological phenomenon expressing important difficulties in identifying and describing the experienced emotions by oneself or others. It also involves emotional issues in terms of social attachment and interpersonal relationships. There is no scientific agreement whether this is neuropsychological, medical, or mental disorder. I didn't even know it was a thing. But apparently there's a thing called alexithymia, which is the inability to identify either your emotions or other people's emotions, which is definitely something people on the spectrum do. And then Pepper had talked about masking, and I was saying that masking was similar to my programs. However, looking up masking, I'm discovering that it's a negative trait. It's not making an interface between you and the rest of the world, it's overcompensating. Obsessively checking your belongings to make sure you don't lose things, reacting as if you are expected to during class instead of how you really feel, seeming fine and not showing any signs that there's a problem when in reality you're struggling to keep or maintain relationships. Hiding hyperactivity through calmness so people think everything is fine, but in reality you're having trouble focusing because your mind jumps from one thing to the other too quickly to process what anyone around you is saying at the moment. Like, these are fascinating. Calling in sick to avoid being placed in a stressful or anxiety-induced situations. I didn't even know any of these things. Taking on too much responsibility to make up for what you perceive as your faults. Wow. Yeah. Right? Some of this stuff's hitting home, huh?
That's a little close to home on that one.
That's masking, but some of those are disorders that do come separate from ADD.
And I wasn't talking about you.
I know. That's what I mean. I don't necessarily think you have ADD.
I'm not sure what I have.
But you might. I mean, it's entirely plausible.
Like, I could never, like, a lot of my stuff is undiagnosed.
Yeah.
So I have actually no real idea of what I have or what I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of those where it's like, okay, well. This is very calming music.
It's very ambient.
Yeah. $1.99. I don't think. Yeah, half an inch. And that's not what I'm looking for.
I always read these things and I think about sort of how sometimes ADD just sucks. I mean that in a, two participants. This was a study done where they interviewed a number of people and how they dealt with their ADD. And they put two participants reported working independently, which enabled them to plan in such a way they could maximize productivity and avoid problems due to the loss of attention. And I was like, I can't do that at all. I'm such an extrovert. It would kill me. You know what I mean? Like making it so that I can't ever be or shouldn't be with people or around people. It would just, man, that'd be horrible. I am having a particularly bad ADD night tonight.
Oh?
Yeah, I'm just spacey and like, I'm not settling down to paint on my painting. Also, interesting that looking up things in ADD, I knew we had a chronic shortage of dopamine. I knew that was a thing because we don't get the reward for doing the things, right? If I take care of Brian's table, it would be a good act and I will be a nice person and dopamine's released, and that doesn't happen. So I have to remember to watch Brian's table. And by Brian, I mean Can.
Yeah.
And I have to remember to watch Can's table because if I don't, then the bad things will happen. But it's all intellectual. There's no normal feedback loop that most people get. It's all totally artificial and intellectual, which is why poor ADDers are often seen as cold and unfeeling because we don't remember to do the polite things or whatever. Not that we don't want to, it's just that they're not internalized. It's all externalized. We have to operate in the higher functions, which means that it's in there with all of the other processing things that we've got to do in the day. Hey, Brent, I'm having a particularly ADD day, and considering how good a work I did over the weekend, I think it may be good for me to just sit here and be goofy for one night. I can have a goofy, just completely bizarrely whatever.
You're fine.
I'm just saying it to Brent because Brent's going to go, why aren't you working?
I'm having a manic depressive day, so.
There you go. Yep, I'm goofy every day. Well, today is particularly, I'm having a really hard time focusing in. I'm hyper focusing on my panel and I can't break myself from it. And so I'm thinking I'm just going to.
What panel? The panel over the weekend?
Yeah. It was very successful. So I want to organize a better order of talking about it. How do I talk about it? So that it's not, it was more disorganized than I wanted it to be, although it was fine. It was totally successful and there was nothing wrong with it. There's more information that I could add. And if I did that, I'd have to rearrange things. So that's all. So I've been hyper focusing. And then while at it, looking into terms that I heard like Pepper use. I know Pepper sees a therapist who's teaching him these terms. My therapist is teaching me these terms. So I'm just making sure that we're using the correct terminology in this panel, because that would really be sucky if we were teaching them the wrong stuff. Hi, welcome to ADD. Here's your welcome packet of confused alphabet soup. So it's interesting. Bill had talked about gamifying things. Good morning, Miss Lele. Good morning to you. Good evening from the middle of the United States, because it is 10:23 here p.m. How are you doing out there?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. I love Germany. I've been there. It was so wonderful. You hate Germany. I guess that depends on a lot of things. There are times.
Yeah, but I think that happens with no matter where you live.
Mm-hmm.
That you're there and you can see all of the edges you don't necessarily like.
Yeah. I think that's why I felt Japan was so lovely. Because I was there for a long enough time to make friends and have family, so to speak, adopt people there. People I love these people. But not there long enough. I know I was just starting to understand the politics. Oh, yeah. You draw a little. That's awesome. Which is great, because that's what this is. So our show is primarily a art show, but what we do is we do what's called body doubling, which is a technique for people who have attention deficit. And that is where we work and you work, and it sort of somehow manages to keep both of us on task. And so it's a thing that works rather well. So you can get down to drawing if you want, and you can draw with us and just kind of hang and be part of the show, and then that's cool. We'll help you get your work done. Yeah, I went to Wiesbaden, and my sister was there, and I stayed with her for a little while, and we went up to Berlin and traveled over to Paris and did all kinds of great stuff. And I got to, where else did we go? We went all over the place. We were everywhere. But Wiesbaden is such a lovely little town. But yeah, I got to see the wall, which was something I remember as a kid when the wall came down. And I guess I shouldn't say as a kid, I was 18, but compared to how old I am now, that was when I was a kid. But it was a big deal. And so I remember that.
This also, this show is more than just art. If you have writing you need to get
Yeah.
done, or you have anything you need to do, you can pop it on and work with us.
Yeah. Oh, it has fallen. It's in the middle. I probably passed by you at some point in time, but we were on the Autobahn, so we were going very, very fast. No, we weren't, because we had a Renault. We were going rather slow. We were being passed by freaking Subaru Outbacks. I was very sad. I was so depressed. I was like, I'm on the Autobahn and going really, really slow. Anyway, that was so sad. So what are you sketching?
So this is a comic page. I'm actually inking right now.
Well, actually, I was asking Miss Lele.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, because they're sketching. So I'm curious what they're sketching.
yeah.
I probably should get back to drawing, though, shouldn't I?
You don't have to. You can continue to work on what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Having a night off is not going to kill you.
Sketching, not NSFW art. That's definitely
That's fine.
more in the can field than me, but that's not a problem at all. Okay. Alexithymia. I didn't even know that. That's so weird. Now I know. And knowing is half the battle, Yojo. Okay. Back to work, slave.
Yeah, you don't have to tell.
That's
yeah.
fair. Nothing wrong with that. I'm okay. That sounds like fun. So. Okay, we'll be here.
And if you need to ask questions or get some help, you can always ask.
Yeah, we will be here until 7 o'clock your time. 8 o'clock your time. Yeah, 8 o'clock your time. 8 a.m.
Whee!
I do that too. Like I grab the handles and it goes the wrong direction. I'm like, really?
This is actually a very fun picture to draw. I don't know why.
Because you're a weirdo like me. Just accept it. Accept your weirdo-ness.
So the spread has always occurred, but I made the flow a little bit more natural.
Okay.
So before, let me turn off what I have now. So before it was, are you Breakhead? Yep. I'm here to pick you up. Sorry we missed you earlier. And she goes, it's okay. I didn't want to come here. I'm being ordered to. And Mammy's saying, oh. But she didn't come off as being, this is Mammy, as being, as having a personality.
Okay.
You know, she's very calm and reflective and easily shut down.
Fair.
So here's the new script for that section. Are you Brighead Butler? Call me Lieutenant Butler. So serious! I put on my serious face for you, Lieutenant Butler, ma'am. Well, you're certainly loud and obnoxious. What do I call you? Mammy Mackenzie, a.k.a. Guardian Pixie, ma'am. Are you effing fueled by sugar and energy drinks? Also, please stop saluting me. Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Are you trying to make a ma'am sandwich out of me?
Ma'am sandwich? Okay, that's cool. I like that. That's good.
And she goes that the last panel is all like angular and just straight lines, and you know, she goes absolutely rigid, and it's like, this is a much better characterization for Mammy.
Agreed.
Who's supposed to be kind of spastic and all over the place, and
I like it. That's cute. But I think I like Mammy the best anyway. So, I mean, I think she's the one I relate the most to.
Yeah.
I think my inner image of me is much more spastic than the actual outer image of me. So, you know, what I see of myself is more high energy and spazzy than I really am anymore.
But I love this idea that she has more of a personality, I feel like, in this panel. You know?
I agree.
Of course, that's a year of improving art and my writing skills, too.
Yeah. I agree.
I need something funny for her shirt, though. And something that would represent her. I shit sunshine and rainbows would be funny, but the language isn't her. It's too coarse. Ooh, maybe
I'm like, what did I do to this thing? Really?
In my defense, I was left unsupervised.
I would wear that shirt. I'm just saying.
I'm not short, I'm fun-sized.
Okay, let's furl these sails. Because we're not furling correctly. That's all I got to say. Furling is like curling, except without the ice. And then that goes like so. And then Mirab, his sails unfurled. Oh, did you see what I was doing with that bot?
No. What
So
bot?
One of our shows got a bot who is doing the I want you to friend me. Somebody told me you were a good person, so please friend me. And so
Oh no. Oh dear.
So I wrote on that, I replied to her and said, Dathan and Layman at Tanagra.
Chakra with the walls.
And she said, you still haven't replied to me, so I put Shaka with the walls. And then she's like, I don't understand, but you should reply to me. You reply to my friend requests. And I said, So Kath, his eyes closed. And she wrote, it's because he's blind. And then I said, Miriam, his sails unfurled. The funny part is,
terrible
all
person.
of that makes total sense if you know Tamarian. It's like, Shaka, when the walls fell, means failure, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
I know that.
his eyes closed means she doesn't understand. And then
no, I get that.
Yeah, so I was like going through and I was actually making like appropriate responses in Tamarian.
And that still makes you a terrible person. I'm just saying.
Terrible, but the bot finally gave up on me at that point. I was like, yep. Oh, I hit them with the eyes closed. So his eyes closed. And of course, Mirab, his sails unfurled means leave. And they did. Oh, man. Oh, I am a bad man, I swear. I wish I'd thought of it, of course. It wasn't my idea. Troy had posted that a couple of days earlier to in a private chat that somebody else had done that. And I'm like, I'm going to do that the next time I see a bot.
You are a terrible person, sir.
I really am. I'm a horrible, horrible human being.
Okay. That's a funny shirt.
Is the shirt saluting to?
No.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
It says sunshine and rainbows.
And it's pooping out rainbows.
Yeah.
That's funny. You should have somebody who has a shirt that mimics everything they do. Actually, you shouldn't. I don't think that would work, but...
No, it would be... That would totally be Momo.
Yeah. So when she salutes, the little person salutes too on her shirt.
Yeah, that would be... Because that would be a total... the tattoos on Maui from Moana. Mm-hmm. It'd be totally that. Because, like, I was looking at the submission stuff for Arctic Press.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they had no foul language.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually listed in there. So I'm going through and I'm editing out all the foul language, but, Brig has a very foul mouth. So I'm turning all the F-bombs into effing and that sort of thing just to get around it. But there's nothing about using visual humor in that way.
Yeah, it's interesting that no foul language is in there, but nudity is allowed. That's actually.
Yeah.
Than I expected.
And I can't just go in there and change out the F's because of losing all of my print files.
Right.
So it forced me to finish off what I was doing before. Yeah. Just release cows. Just stream cows into there.
Is that what you're trying to do? Is aerobrake asteroids into Mars to get methane? That's interesting.
Are you playing Sim Earth? Yeah, this was another page. I added something because...
Wait a minute, you actually are playing Sim Earth?
Called it!
I didn't know Sim Earth was still around.
You can find it on Good Old Games.
Jesus, I haven't played Sim Earth. Oh, at Aspera. Okay. Asperia. At Asperia. Oh, okay. Because I was
But I'm sure
Sim
that...
Earth since the 90s.
Yeah, but I'm sure you can find it on Good Old Games.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, this page I actually added a little bit to it. Because before it was, we aren't a taxi service, just ignore her. And Mackenzie, not Mackenzie, sorry, Kameki responds, "Sir, you don't understand. The military is getting involved." And that's when, she responds, "Why is the military getting involved?" Because, I don't know, but ARC is threatening to pull the funding if we don't pick her up. And that's when I have the line of, what flavor of anarchy is this madness?
Right.
But I put in this 3-panel reaction of her doing the spit take. I think it helps sell it because she's drinking her tea at the time.
Mm-hmm. There we go. I put up some rigging, which actually looks remarkably good. Much better than I expected it to. That's weird. Well, ship's rigging.
Oh, no wonder they're so cheap. They're super small. Damn it. It's only 17 inches high. I need it bigger than that. You wouldn't happen to know anyone that has like a wooden ladder they're currently ignoring that they want to get rid of, do you?
Here or in my store?
Yeah. No.
In real life.
Real life.
Oh, no. No, I mean, I've got a couple of little plastic step ladders, but they're all step ladders. I don't know my real ladder. Can's like, and that's why I quit the show. Hey, it's just Ryan. Welcome back. And
hey, you're earlier in the show.
Works. You're in on the show as we're in the middle of working now. Good job. How you doing today? Excellent. No, there you go. Where are you connecting in from? What country or state, or I don't necessarily need your address. Just I was just curious where oh, the Netherlands. Cool. We're in the smack dab center of the United States. Really doesn't get much more center of the United States than Denver. All right. Really doesn't. That puts it at what? Almost, is it almost 7 or is it almost 8 where you are? 8 a.m. Almost 7. Okay. I think you and Miss, is it Miss May? Miss Lele are in the same time zone. And she had to go, she's in middle Germany, and she had to go help her father real quick. So she'll be back at some point. But that puts 2 connecting in from Europe.
Yeah.
Did our music die? The day.
No, it's
the
still going.
Music died. Okay.
It's still very zen.
Yeah, I was going to say we got very zen music this morning. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it is very zen. Weird. All right. At some point, I'm going to have to add in my main character, but I'm loving doing this background. So like, what if I just want to keep doing the background forever and ever and ever? Ugh. There's a big rock out here I'm going to put out here next.
Is it a happy little rock?
It's a happy little rock. Let's put a happy rock out there. It's a happy little rock, not to be confused with a happy little dock. And we've got a buoy that's got to go out there and a couple of ships to see. That's fine. That's fine. I'll put the rock out here. Rock on. All right. Take my main brush. Just go in here and happy little rock.
Next week is Golden Week.
Yeah. Don't go to Japan, guys. Well, I mean, I guess you can go to Japan, but it'll be rough. The kids will be everywhere. Next con, you mean that we're going to, or the next con in general? I think the next con that we're going to is Aya.
Did you get a table for it?
No, I didn't. Okay. So this is getting complicated. We were working on you having a table, and you got DQ'd because the thing didn't have anything in it. So I talked,
which is weird.
Yeah, I talked to them, and so I think you're on active reserve.
Okay.
So if a table opens, you can go in. But I'm not sure if action is required or not.
Well, and also too, you'll have the best information about that because you're helping them with the con. So
Right. Hey, Just Ryan, is he going to Japan next week? Because if so, oh boy. Warn your friend, it's Golden Week. Golden Week is like spring break in America. It's 5 national holidays all in a row. And so everything is closed, and all the businesses, or big businesses, are closed, and all the shops are open, and it is crazy. Oh, well, even if he's Japanese, I lived there and it was still brutal. Like, I lived there and we all just laid low during Golden Week. We're like, we're going to get killed out there. Not literally, figuratively. But also, if he's Japanese, he might actually be going back because it's Golden Week. All the things are open. Right? That might be exactly why he's going back. I mean, it's not fun. It's a lot of fun. It's just that, all the trains are super busy. All of the stores are crowded, So if you're the kind of person who doesn't like that, it's kind of rough. But if you don't mind it,
yeah,
my biggest problem is I'm an old guy, and all those kids just are so loud now. And I'm like, I can't deal with you people. You're all loud. Like I said, some people, I mean, if he's Japanese, he knows what he's getting into. He knows what's going on.
Probably better than all of us.
Yep, he knows better than all of us. So I'm not worried about him. He'll be fine. And it's not like Japan's a bad place. I mean, Japan's great, just crowded. Like, you can't go to a beach really because everybody's at the beach. And you can't really go to, you know. I prefer the summer festivals, like the Natsu Matsuri and the Sakura Matsuri, which is actually not in the summer, but except maybe in Hokkaido. I prefer that. You're going to Spain. Oh man, Spain. Somewhere along the line, I'm going to head back to Europe. My wife and I are saving up money for a Europe trip. So we can go back because I've been there and it's wonderful. I love Europe. She wants to see Italy.
How does the phrase little garden gremlin sound to you?
Little garden gremlin?
Yeah, she's not calling him, she's not referring to Mr. Sunshine as a garden gnome. She's calling him a garden gremlin.
Okay, I kind of like it.
Do you have a way of improving that, or?
Maybe. You've never left Europe. If you ever come to America, give us a holler. We'll tell you where to go. All the fun places.
Heck, even if you don't leave Europe and you just tool around Europe, you're seeing more of the world than what a lot of other people do.
Yep, especially Americans.
Yeah.
We are not known for our travel. We don't travel much, which is why we tend to be rather blind to cultures. There we go. Rocks. I have rocks. I don't know what they're doing out there. It's just rocks. But it gives something of interest on that side of the picture.
Well, rocks don't need to be doing anything but being
They are kind of
decorative.
rock. It's kind of a rock thing to do. But COVID,
Yeah.
We almost had a Japan trip 2 years ago, but COVID.
And I'm still dealing with a lot of emotional trauma from COVID. So I get you.
Stupid COVID. I didn't invite COVID, man. Uninvited guest. Just saying. Where in America would you have gone? It's a big country. It just sounded like an airplane. Whoever that was must have been driving something huge.
Yeah. You have George and I have traffic.
Oh, 7 days before your birthday, dude. That sucks. I'm sorry about that, man. Oh, yeah. Austria's cool, too. Another really pretty place. I like the Austrian Alps. I found a ridiculous picture of my dad and oh, you were snowboarding. Yay! Found a ridiculous picture of my dad and his MG midget. He was driving around in Austria back in the 60s. It was like random. Too much mist.
Huh?
Too much mist.
Oh.
It did the blorp and then dropped a whole bunch of mist down all at once. And I was like, that's too much.
I hate when I miss my pants.
Right? A test and presentation? A test in what? Oh, it's a physics test on an economics presentation. I think I've been okay in economics, but the physics, if it has any math in it, I'd be dead. If it's just the science side of physics, I'm good. But if it's the math side, I'm pretty toast. What do you think you have a 9 in math? Oh, okay. Is it a 9 out of 10? I'm calling you to do the math from now on. Next time I have star charts up. I am so bad at math. I swear. That's why I was an English teacher and not a math teacher. They would have totally regretted it if I was the math teacher. Oh, good. Are you comfortable? Do you think you're going to do well in your physics test? Good. I think you will too. Ooh, biology. All of these sound interesting, actually. I wouldn't mind doing a biology test. Oh, I need a buoy. Just a small test. Fair? Buoys are bigger than I thought they were. I guess that kind of makes sense. If they were small, I wouldn't be.
Sorry, this page is going so slow. I can't. I'm having trouble visualizing the panels.
Right. I don't think we're actually that worried about the speed of which you are doing these.
No. Particularly when I'm doing 2 a day.
Yeah, you don't have a speed problem.
Yeah, this is literally me. Like, I'm working on issue 1 and issue 5 at the same time.
Right.
So.
Way out there on the horizon, I'm going to put a ship. kind of give I'm using a pen. So I actually am using a XP22E, which is the I've got a pen. So, and so does Can. We both have pens.
What are we talking about?
Ryan was asking if we're using a mouse or a tablet.
Oh, tablet.
Yeah.
Although I can jump and do traditional as well.
You're There we go. Put that in there. The foxel. You need the foxel. I like that word, foxel. Just cracks me up.
Voxel, isn't that using cubes?
Yes.
Okay.
That was funny. Good job. You win the dad joke for the day. Yeah.
Are you changing the music?
Nope. Did the music just peter to a stop?
It just died.
The day the music died. Right? Fox sale. Right? It's about right.
It was like doing this weird bebop thing, and then it just kind of went.
So the foxhole is actually a shortened word for forecastle. So it's the front of a big ship has this mounted place where you can stand on the very, very front. But it was an English word from the 1600s that over the years has evolved to foxhole. And it's F''C''SAL. So it's like, what? That's why I like the word.
M-O-U-S-C.
Right? It's a bizarre word. I love weird words. Right? What? All right. I think I want more shipping out here. Just so it feels like there's other things out here. That way it just feels like ships are on the horizon out there kind of sailing in or sailing out or doing things that they do. Boats do boat things.
Give a couple of the really distant ones. God, what's that term? It's where it looks like they're just above the water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the mirage. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah, that's how they're starting to think that's why we have the Legend of the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah.
No! Come back here, Pen. I miss you already.
The Legend of the Flying Dutchman.
The Flying Dutchman killed my tablet pen.
That's what happened. See? You evoked the ghost of the Flying Dutchman. Don't mess with ghost ships. I tell you, they're scary.
And it retaliated by taking away my pen.
Right? So the ghost ships, you're just asking for it. It's like yesterday when I was at my Japanese practice and I got to use my favorite Japanese word.
Oh, which one was that?
Punku. Punku o shimashita. Because that's their word for a flat tire.
Oh, puncture.
Yeah, because it's short for puncture. But if ever there was an appropriate word for a flat tire, punk, it definitely is it.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, because it sounds like they have a lot of words that sound like what it is, you know?
Automatopoeia.
Yep.
That's the name of that. Yep, they've got a lot of automatopoeia in Japanese. Punk. Yeah, but if ever there was a term that was appropriate, I think punk is definitely it for a flat tire. I thought that was awesome. It made me laugh when I learned it in Japan, and I've never had the opportunity to use it until last night. And I was so excited. It's like, oh. Oh, yeah. You go to a bilingual school. That makes some sense. I taught ESL, which is English as a second language, and that's what I did in Japan. And your English is rather nice. Lovely, I must say. very, very lovely. Which is good because I'm pretty sure that all of my European languages are pretty bad. Though my wife does speak pretty decent French now and pretty decent Spanish. Although her Spanish, of course, is Mexican Spanish, not Castilian Spanish. So the odds of her being recognized or understood is probably pretty slim still.
Beyond the stars.
Well, you speak Chinese too. That's cool. My Chinese is limited to semi-inappropriate words.
Reminder that most of H.P. Lovecraft's stories are set in or near Massachusetts, so you should be mentally giving all the characters Boston accents. Oh my god, it's an eldritch horror from beyond the stars.
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 Ryan, you're lucky. Colorado is the easiest of the English accents to understand.
Yeah.
We have the cleanest accent in the States. The only thing we do that's weird is we flatten the A sound. So we say Colorado instead of Colorado, which everybody else says.
Or Colorado.
Or Colorado. Don't call it Colorado. Who calls it Colorado? That's horrible. That's terrible.
And of course, Colorado means color red.
In Spanish, which we then completely took over and ran away with. And now it's Colorado. Because in Spanish, it would be Colorado, right? And so it's got like a different accent completely. And so, here's us taking it over. But my mom used to be a talent agent. She used to work in the movies. And they would hire talent from Colorado because we have the cleanest accent. It's the easiest to understand us. The easiest of the Americans to understand. You're in Spain. That's cool. Were you in Madrid? Oh, you don't know. Sweet. Yeah, which is right next to Barcelona. Barcelona. See, that's the thing that's so lucky about Europeans. You guys can go all over the place and get into different cultures and see different places. Really, the only cultures we have here are like rednecks.
No, I disagree.
Different cultures.
we actually have a lot of different cultures here in the States. The problem is that they're so far flung. It's not like, you know, Nebraska has a different culture from Colorado.
Right.
But if you go to like the East Coast, that has a different culture than the Midwest. Or if you go to Chicago, that's going to have a much different culture than like Texas.
Right. I was making a joke. Of course, you are correct. I mean, even if you include the native cultures, they're very different. Our native cultures are very different.
Yeah.
Than our standard cultures as well. We've got lots of culture. I mean, like New Orleans in and of itself. New Orleans is its own culture.
Yeah. Because even with New Orleans, you have the Arcadians, you have all kinds of different things.
Yeah, well, and that's what happens in the world. We move around. And as time is going on, we'll be moving around more and more because, you know, it's easier and easier to move from nation to nation. Okay, I gotta stop building buildings. Somewhere along the line, I have to do the main character, which I am completely dreading doing and dragging my feet. Because this background's so pretty. Just do it. It's not going to get any better.
So I spent, I don't know why, like, I can't turn off when people talk around me. I've told you about this. I turned that weakness into a strength because I also listen to, particularly if someone catches something that is funny, and I catch it, I'll write it down so I don't forget it, because I never know if I'm ever going to use that or not in a comic. but I want to have that on, in my back pocket.
Okay. Here in Colorado, they do a lot more than in a lot of other places. We've got a lot of bike-friendly locations.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of cities are becoming more bike-friendly here. We are considered the outdoor fun state. The outdoor fun in the sun place.
yeah, it is so Colorado has 300 days of sunshine every year. We're the second sunniest city in America after Miami. So there's a lot of sun here. General transportation. So there's a lot of sun here, and so it's one of those things where we get a lot of that kind of stuff. So we get a lot of biking, we get a lot of hikes, people who hike a lot. Oh, you got to bike to school. Not many people bike to school for transportation because the roads aren't really built for that. Like it was.
I did
Japan. Like when I was in Japan, I would bike everywhere in my city and then load my bike up and drive to the next city. But here, you bike recreationally, so it's not as straightforward. But you know what? I hope you show up more often, Ryan. It was great talking to you. I hope you have a great day at school. I hope you do well on your tests. We're rooting for you. So I would say we'll be thinking about you, but I'm going to go to bed, so I will be asleep. Otherwise, I'd be giving you good thoughts. But I'm a teacher, so I'm always rooting for you to do good in school. Do good in school, As a teacher, I'm all about that. It's my favorite thing. So. And you can join us anytime. We'll be here most weeknights, not Friday night though. Not Saturday night. But Sunday through Thursday, we're here every night, which would be every day for you. Every morning. So, school well. Okay, looking at positioning here. I feel like every morning, I feel like if I put this as the title in these red boxes, I'm going to put the main character here, and it'll actually look pretty decent. Except that he's blocking all of that beautiful boat that I just made. He was originally here, so that's kind of the thing. I worked so hard on that boat. Bye. Totally did too. I worked really hard on that boat. Damn it. I'm all sad now. We have a square chin, but not that square. Good heavens. All right. Just looking at the layout silhouette, it doesn't look bad. I'm bummed I'm losing all of that boat, but you know what? That's okay.
Okay. I'm gonna stick to my guns on this. I'm gonna keep him high in the sky.
Don't you know how late it is, you people?
What's going on?
Somebody just drove by your house. I was doing the, don't you guys know how late it is? You people.
Like they care.
Right?
Makes him look like he has no neck when I do that.
What, now you're in here visiting me? You are aware the show is done in like 7 minutes, right?
Yeah, but you need to have a George visit.
Yeah, I mean, like,
How can you sleep through the night without a George visitation?
right? You know you're a fuck. You know that, right? Just saying. You're just a lucky cat. You're just a lucky cat. Oh, well.
What?
Ben Dunn struck up a deal with Ron.
Oh?
Yeah. So Ron's gonna write The Crimson Nun.
So is Ron asking you to illustrate it?
Oh heavens no. I'm just going through my Facebook feed because I'm really kind of spun out. No, I just was going through it and noticing that because he was saying during the show, he was like he loves The Crimson Nun. That's his favorite Ben Dunn story, and he wishes he could have written more of it. So he apparently took Ben Dunn out to dinner, and they talked it over. And Ben Dunn agreed to the Crimson to put the Crimson, or to let Ron write The Crimson Nun. I don't know who's going to illustrate it. God, I hope it's not me. I don't want to do that. I've got too much on my plate. But still cool. I'd wondered if he was gonna, do that. I wonder if it was gonna be a thing.
Oh, her. Okay, I know what. Oh. Oh, I have the perfect big line for this panel. Oh my god, I'm just too big. God, I hate dresses. God, I hate dresses. You can't move worth crap in them.
Mm.
Doesn't sound like you're impressed with that.
No, I'm fine with it. It's not bad. I'm just tired, and I've taken my muscle relaxant pills, which means I'm spacing out.
Ah,
And we only have 2 minutes left in show. Yeah, I wouldn't take anything I say at this point in time as indicative of anything. Other than, I'm going to sleep soon. Because I'm running out of steam. Hey, last night, I slept for the first time in like 3 months without the little fascist planters booties.
that's
It
good.
actually really is. I was worried I was going to be wearing them through the freaking summer because they make my feet hot and uncomfortable. But I think that the muscle relaxants actually keep the muscles from cramping, which really is kind of pretty much all I need, and I can sleep well. There we go. We just passed the alert line. I'm closing down shop.
Well,
Thanks for joining us, Ryan, and Miss Lele, and David. And we had Brent here for a little bit, but mostly it's just that. David, if you're still out there, good night, my friend. Hope you're still out there. You are. David just he's got the body doubling down to a fine science. Like,
yeah.
he really gets it in a deep way. Good night, my friend, and I will see you later. And I'll be back on tomorrow morning. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Good night.
Bye.